Hi, I'm Snez, personal trainer, healthy lifestyle coach, and your guide to feeling your best. This podcast is a segment from my weekly radio show, Wellbeing Wednesdays, broadcast live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. It's all about sharing real, practical tips to help you move more, eat better, and live healthier without the overwhelm. Let's dive in, shall we? Now, coming up next, I'm not sure if I've noticed something lately, and it's how I've been moving throughout winter, and especially yesterday I had quite a downtime at home. I had my little one that wasn't well, and I sort of spent some time just being alongside of him. I was working from home. I didn't have anywhere I needed to be other than in front of my laptop working, but I just took the time to work on my laptop on the beanbag next to my son, and in front of the fireplace, just keeping warm. And I just noticed that the motivation at the moment to chase new things or new ideas or new projects or organise things, it just doesn't seem to be there at the moment. And I don't know that if it's a bad thing either. So I'm finding it hard to get excited about new projects, but I do feel drawn to just staying closer to home. I just feel like I want to tidy up. I just feel like I want to sort things out that I didn't quite get to when it's the chaos of the warmer months. And I know that those months are coming back again and they're not too far away. So I was thinking the other day, I just want to stay home and just get things in order and finish off open-ended projects that I was like, I'll get to that, or sort that cupboard out, or rearrange that, or buy that new rug, or whatever it is, all these things that just seem to be at home. And I just feel that I'm wanting to read more. I feel like I just want to really deepen the activities that I'm doing. So rather than just rush through everything, I just want to be consciously thinking about, well, why am I doing this? Why isn't it important to me? So I'm reflecting, I'm taking my time, and it's quite a slower rhythm. It's quieter, and I feel it's so much more meaningful at this time of year. And while it's really easy, I was thinking to myself, this could really be seen as something that's quite depressing because it's not full of sparkle or that movement or that go, rushing around sort of energy. And I actually think that there's something quite beautiful about taking that time. And I think that this season, for whatever reason, I think it's been quite a busy start to the year. So I think I'm enjoying that little bit of downtime and that inner reflection that little bit more. And I think it's just that winter energy. It invites us all to pull back, to nurture ourselves, to build strong foundations so that when spring comes, we're really ready to grow and jump out of our skins. And I know that I definitely taking this pace and relaxing more, spending more time on the couch. I know that this will really run thin for me in a couple of months' time when I will just be wanting to just get out and about. And I think that's the way that I was reflecting the other day, is how I want to be able to re-enter this spring and summer months, because I do have a lot of things that I am working on. And even though it makes me feel a little bit anxious, I guess, if that's the right word, that I'm not working on these projects, I just know that tidying up and creating that foundation, both at home, in business, within the family, that I do know it's really going to serve me quite well when spring and summertime and all that chaos hits again. So maybe you're feeling this too. And if you are, there's a different mindset, I guess, that we can take, is that we don't need to force that energy that isn't there at the moment. You don't need to push yourself into a high gear. You can absolutely honour this slower pace and still take care of your health. So leaning into, well, how does this impact our health? And in fact, this might be the perfect time to just go a little bit more gentler, be a little bit more intentional in what we're doing. And even if we are still keeping up our same routine, like I'm still getting into the gym, I'm still doing my workouts, but I think I'm sort of really taking my time and paying a little bit more attention to, well, what am I doing with this? Why is it important? And actually being in the moment with the times that I'm going for a walk or working out or cooking a healthy meal, and just taking the time to be quite intentional about how good it actually feels. Because definitely on a cold winter's day, when you are feeling cold and you get nice and warmed up from doing a bit of exercise, you really start to embrace that really nice feeling. And we were saying with some of my members just this week that definitely getting up for workout first thing in the morning during winter time, you're very much to get yourself over the line and actually get yourself up and out. You really need to be reflecting on the end in sight and what it's going to feel like once you've done the workout. Whereas in the warmer months, it just feels beautiful to get up and out. And so the summer and warmer months, it's very much our exercise and getting out becomes how we feel at the start of the workout, whereas I think with the winter, it's very much how we feel as a result. So when we're thinking about winter, because we really feel like we can get off track because we do start to slow down a little bit, and I really think it's the perfect time to go a little bit deeper and embrace this time of year and really enjoy looking after ourselves. And there's things that we can be more mindful of and do the tidy up within our own health and fitness. So instead of starting something new, you can start to clean up what already exists. So going back to simple warming meals, think about setting a regular sleep schedule. We know it's what works. We know we need to sleep more, but it really is a good time to tidy up your sleep patterns over the winter months, because we cannot seem to go at the same pace as we do in summertime. We can start to also be mindful to cut out the things that crept up in the busy times, like the late night snacking, skipping meals, eating on the run. All of that can sort of change because we've got a little bit of extra time because it's getting darker earlier. We're not out and about as much. So taking some of those habits that have crept in over the summer months, whether it be drinking a little bit more alcohol or whatever it is, you can start to have a bit of a think about that and start to put some healthier habits in place. It might even be skipping a workout because you were just too busy. There were too many things going on. Whereas now you've got the time to do those extra couple of walks a week. So think of it like clearing the space and just creating some space, not in your only in time, but also in your wellness. Then you can also think about going a little bit slower with your strength, looking at joint mobility and thinking about being consistent rather than that real intensity. Because I do find that facing that intensity, although it's so great for us, we do need a little bit more motivation to get up and about. But just doing things like a bit of extra stretching, a slow walk or a power walk rather than a run, maybe doing some home workouts, which I will talk about in the second half of the show. But trying not to get the most out of ourselves right now is probably a great way that you're going to get through the winter months and stay active and actually enjoy it. So this is also a good time to check in with how you're feeling in your body. So what routines are working for you? What habits aren't working for you? You can be really reflective and just start to pay attention. What foods aren't working for you? So what habits are draining you? What situations are draining you? What can you tidy up? What can you reorganize so that it works better in your life? And the last one, I guess, this is really a season not about dramatic changes, but about steady, quiet strength and taking the time to improve your routines and set the foundation, drinking more water, taking the time to hydrate, like all of these things, maybe implementing some relaxation into your week that you wouldn't make the time for over the summer months, but would be a great way to create that habit now. So wintertime is a really great time that you're not necessarily falling behind, but you can be building a really solid base. And it's like preparing yourself, like you'd be preparing the garden, you're feeding the soil, laying the framework so that when springtime comes, everything's ready to go and you're ready to bloom, full of energy to get out and enjoy those spring months. So that's my take. I'm definitely taking a slower pace over these colder months and really enjoying this for the moment, but I can tell you come August, I will be probably have had enough, and we'd probably have a different conversation around this topic where I will be ready to get back into life, and that will be the perfect time to do that. So take care of yourselves over these winter months. Don't try and push too hard, but just enjoy the season that it is. Thanks for joining me on this segment from Wellbeing Wednesdays, as heard live on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with someone who might find it helpful, and subscribe so you never miss a show. Want to catch the live broadcast? Well, you can tune in Wednesdays from 12 till 2 p.m. on 88.6 Plenty Valley FM, or find my info on Wellbeing Wednesdays with Snez, the Facebook group. Take care, stay healthy, and remember, it's the little choices every day that create big changes. Talk soon.